Okay, should we do our wrap up?
Sure, I'm pulling up my
Yeah, I'm
list that I
pulling up
haven't
mine.
updated, and I have to steal from you to remember what I actually watched.
Do you want me to go first or
You usually go first, so maybe I should go first for once.
go first?
So we did the HP Lovecraft streaming.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun, but that is always a very mixed bag. But there was some good stuff in there, but I don't know how people would see it, so I will move on.
Yeah. There's some
We watched.
there's some cool
Mhm,
stuff in there. There's some cool
yeah,
stuff in there. Maris was cool. I wish I remember
yeah.
the other names. I tried to remember them and then I forgot them.
Exit,
Yeah.
exit, and U14. We really
Yes.
like those shorts.
Yeah, those were cool.
So if we watched Tu Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar, which was my second time watching that. That is it's an interesting double feature with Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Um, I'm someone who really knows more about queer and I guess transsexual theory needs to comment on that, because it doesn't feel like it's making fun of. Well, and that's where it gets confusing, because I'm not sure who in that film is a transsexual, who's a drag queen, who's gay. It's very confusing as to what is going on in there. It's cute. It's when Wesley Snipes is an interesting and versatile actor. It's interesting to see Patrick Swayze not just being a drag queen, but a drag queen who wants to be like Nancy Reagan for some reason. It's very strange.
Also, John Leguizamo is just an odd person and actor to me. I don't know, he's been in so many different
Yeah,
things.
there's some weird stuff in there, like the rapists eventually like turn their thinking around, and you're like,
Well, they don't actually rape anyone. They're
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'm reaching out on a limb here. Yeah. Anyways, go ahead, keep going.
But other than that, I continue to watch my K-drama stuff, and like I said, if you wanted Warm Bodies to be darker and more twisted, I can recommend some K-dramas to you that have kind of. My cat is now trying to chew on the screen. She is like eating my screen door.
Oh,
She is
God.
so bored and restless. There are some great K-dramas that are gothic and weird and dark and twisted, but also romantic and happy. Like It's Okay to Not Be Okay. I enjoyed Beautiful Mind, although it is a medical drama, which means it is inherently ridiculous. The Korean medical dramas, as far as I can tell, lean hard on like just nonsense, but they also have really neat like medical effects. Like it looks like a body. Like it's very neat.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of what I have to say about all that. I continue to study the world of romantic K-drama for all that it has to offer me.
Excellent. Okay, so I finished off the Western noirs, except for I think I Shot Jesse James, which is a part of the permanent collection. Probably I'm going to watch that and I'll want to talk about it on here, so I'm not really going to give anything too deep onto those. Though I mostly liked all of them. I mean, they weren't. I more was into the Colombian noirs. I'll talk about that later. Plus, I want you to watch Man with the Gun. So there's also that. I watched Hollywood Shuffle. That was on the list from Sarah for me to watch, and it was. I enjoyed.
Yeah. Didn't we talk about that one last time? Did we not?
No, we could if you wanted to, and I can save my thoughts for later.
I thought we talked about it.
I don't know. Maybe we did, and I don't know. Hollywood Shuffle was pretty good. It's better, kind of. It's almost better than it should be, because it's definitely a movie that has no budget and like isn't really doing a lot necessarily. But like it's also kind of creative with like how it shoots things. So even though it's doesn't look particularly good or anything, it like there's some really neat sort of sections with how they framed and filmed everything, and it's definitely like it's like grown on me as I move farther away from it. I saw The Fits, which I'm not going to talk about because I want you to watch it, and then we can talk about it. I also watched The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, which is a movie I love, despite having aged a little poorly in an area, and is also a movie from my childhood because I watched it when I was probably too young for that movie, but it was still good. Although what is age? And I don't know. I mean, I guess age is maturity and blah, blah, blah. Tu Wong Fu, I agree with you, is kind of an odd one. Like it's a Hollywood version of Priscilla, and it kind of works. Like it's a fun movie mostly, but I do kind of want to know what some scholarship on it is, because it seems to have its heart in the right place. Kind of like In and Out, it had its heart in the right place, even though I wasn't sure about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to tell me about those. I watched the documentary Mifune, The Last Samurai, which was neat to watch, to learn about Mifune.
Mhm.
He's one of my favorite actors. I don't know that it's not a great documentary or anything, but it's definitely well done, and it'd be worth it for people interested in Mifune. Let's see what else. We talked about Variety last time. We didn't do our roundup last time, which is why we're here. I watched a couple of shorts from the Quay brothers, and I enjoy the Quay brothers. I need to finish that before it leaves.
I love the Quay brothers.
I need to finish that before it leaves the Criterion, and that's basically it. Like I haven't watched a ton. Oh, and I finished Korra, the Legend of Korra, which I just have to say was really a letdown to me compared to Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's hardly a terrible show. Like it's not bad. It's that kind of thing where it's a kid show, and I looked at some reviews and they gave it credit for doing these things and looking at things in a serious manner on some aspects for a kid show. And I always want to shrug and be like, yeah, but Mr. Rogers was doing that. And like, there are kid shows that
it's hard when something
know.
lets you down. It's hard to like really.
The main issue with Korra for me, and no offense to people who like it or like Korra, but Korra's character has like one volume and one note, and I didn't quite like. There just wasn't much of an arc for anyways. So that's my little roundup of stuff I've been watching. I need to watch I Shot Jesse James so we can talk about it sometime soon. But so what are we?
I've never seen that.
No, sorry, not so that I can talk about Western noirs. Okay. And I'd like you to watch, and I want you to watch Man with the Gun before we do that, though. I don't know, or I think it's Man with the Gun. We'll see when that happens. But I do want to sometime talk about that.
But you want me to watch The Fits first?
Yeah, I want you to watch The Fits first. So what are we watching next? I actually don't know what's next in the series from Night of the Living Dead.
Next is the one where my boyfriend once commented, it is my memory of it is that absolutely bonkers things are happening. It's Land of the Dead. And it has
Land of the Dead.
Simon Baker's in it. That's what I was trying to remember. It has Dennis Hopper. It has Asia Argento, who is Dario's daughter, I believe. But she's her own person too. Sorry. It has John Leguizamo in it.
There you go.
And my memory is like crazy, insane things are happening. And my boyfriend was like, "It's weird that they're still using currency." And I was like, "No, that's not the weird thing that's happening right now." But so that'll be an interesting one to watch. Simon Baker is the mentalist, and he is the guy in LA Confidential. Spoilers for LA Confidential. He is the guy, the male sex worker. Well, he's really an actor, but he gets paid to do male sex work and ends up dead. That is Simon Baker.
Okay. Right.
He's done other stuff too, but those are the easy ones for me to pull up.
Right. I want to like look at his face. I need to find his face because I'm like,
you will recognize him.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I was right. Interesting. Yeah. Are we gonna do one or two? I guess we can figure that out as the week goes on.
Yeah. I'm good to try for two, but we don't need to discuss it.
Yeah. The other one is Diary. So it's Land of the Dead and Diary of the Dead.
which
came out in 2005 and 2007.
Always an interesting sign when you don't recognize any of the names, but that does not actually mean anything about whether it'll be good or not.
Could be good. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right. And so I don't know what else. So we're trying to watch those, and then you're trying to watch The Fits for me so we can talk about it. I might try and watch I Shot Jesse James, or I'll watch, there's some Jackie Chan movies that are leaving the Criterion. They're mostly stuff that I think is early that he did before he was famous, and that is not like the stuff that Criterion could get, because a lot of his later stuff I think is still owned by studios that have who aren't necessarily going to license it. But I don't know. But I might watch some of those. I want to watch some of the Quay brothers stuff, and I'm sure there's other stuff I want to watch. But
it's interesting. We didn't mention in our Dawn of the Dead that Dario Argento and the Goblins were, but we talked
Oh,
about
I
it for
forgot
a
about
while.
that. Yeah, the
And
music
then you
was.
cannot find it anywhere, and we just happen to have a copy already because we like it.
Yeah. That which is weird. I wonder who owns Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
But yes, that's kind of what I'm going to be watching. Are you just doing the night movies and K dramas and the
Yeah,
fits?
and the fits. That's kind of my plan.
Cool. Well, I think that wraps it up for us. I'm gonna go be a zombie somewhere else now.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for
Bye.
listening, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.